Well, it seems like we've lost yet another company, and the movie industry is now dying down even further as physical media seems to disappear. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Redbox, because Redbox has now filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy, and they're going to be shutting down. So, you guys know the drill. If you guys want to be notified for future videos, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. And you guys can keep up that way. You guys can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. There I'll be posting, updates and all of that. I mean, well, I don't know about updates, but I can post updates sometimes. But I'm mainly wanting to go and, mainly post, just stuff like this, to keep up, with, videos and all that, and my content. So sorry if I got, spaced out there. I've got, dogs running around and all that. It's like, I swear, living out in the middle of nowhere, honestly, can kind of be a pain sometimes. It still beats living in town all the time. Speaking of which, though, yes, Redbox is actually, like I said, it's filing bankruptcy. They're closing, they're shutting down. I'm not exactly sure what's gonna happen to the Redbox machines, but I do know that they're sadly closing them all down. A lot of people are surprised that they're still around. Well, actually, more so, people didn't even know they were still around, is what I've been hearing. I actually know they've been around because we have some around our area when I go into town and all that. But the thing is, though, what I'm surprised about is how the hell they survived this long. That's what I'm surprised about. It's not the fact that there are that I wasn't aware of their existence, of them being around. I'm more surprised that they survived this long. Apparently, they came out in 2002. So yeah, they came out in 2002. And all that. So basically, they came out the year I was born, and I didn't even know that they were around that long. But they ended up, making their own machines and all that, and basically they would be putting, they were put by a bunch of stores and all that. So people could go there and either buy or rent DVDs. Unfortunately, you can't get the, cases and all that, so I really didn't use Redboxes that much, but I know a lot of people that have. I actually do have some Redbox cases at my house. But of course, with everything on streaming and all that, a lot of people don't use Redboxes as much. I've seen some people use it here and there, but not as much as they used to. I would see people there all the time. Heck, a lot of places have already got rid of a lot of Redboxes, so I knew they were probably, something was going on, they were probably not doing very well. So, unfortunately, that is the case. They ended up shutting them all. They shut all the Redbox. Oh, they're going to be shutting them all down and all. And I'm assuming the stores are probably going to get rid of them. I don't know where they're all going to go. Maybe some people might be able to buy them. I gotta say, it would be kind of cool to have a Redbox machine. It would be kind of cool to have one just for display. But I don't really know where they're all going, and I'm not sure where they're going to go, because, they are nice machines and all that, but I really don't know where they're going to go. I was trying to look up and see if they were selling them, any of the machines, but I haven't seen anything yet on that, but they just announced that they filed Chapter 7 of bankruptcy, I think, about a few days ago, so who knows, Now, speaking of Redboxes, I will say this is something that I found really odd, but at Walmart in Fulton, I discovered that the red box there is like painted blue. It's not a blue box, it's actually painted blue. Someone painted it blue, which I find very odd. I mean, I guess because Walmart technically is blue, you know. It's got blue on the logo and all that, so maybe that's why they did it. But I'm like that's like the only Walmart I've been to where they were like that I'm aware of. I mean, there's a lot of Walmarts, you know, and all that, but that's the only one that I'm aware of that I've been to where, because others, they were actually not blue, they were red. Someone just painted it blue. I guess it's kind of nice, you know, keep it, you know, fresh and all that, but I just find it kind of weird, you know. But yeah, sadly though, that means since they're gone now, that means that's another place where we can't get physical media. So yeah, physical media is kind of, you know, struggling here. And what's really sad and what sucks is so is streaming. Streaming's not doing very good either. It's not. I mean, like, I will say, I think some streaming services like Tubi, Peacock, and Netflix are doing very well. But like Paramount, you know, and you know, Hulu and, you know, Disney Plus and all that are struggling. Well, I guess technically Hulu is basically dead anyway, but you get what I'm saying. They basically that's kind of the thing though. They were bought out by Disney and all that, and merged and all that. You know, Disney's still paying off the debt as it is. They're paying off, you know, for the platform as it is still, like, so they still are paying Comcast. I just think this whole streaming thing is kind of just, it's dying. Like, I think what's happening is physical media is coming back, because physical media, you know, it's popular again. Like, there's actually places out there that I hear are actually going to start selling physical media, like GameStop and all that, which I still find odd, because I've known about this information for a while. I thought about making a video on it, but I was like, I talk about this stuff all the time, so I'm like, you know, there's no point in making a video on it. I'm even talking about it in this video, but yeah, I heard like there's rumors going around that GameStop is making deals with physical media and all that. So they're really trying to keep physical media alive, because here's the thing with streaming, even though you can watch all the content you want and it's cheaper, the thing is though, as you pay for it every month, it eventually adds up. It does. Like for example, I think like well, let's just say like Paramount's the cheapest of the streaming platforms, but I think they're paying like $10.99 or something like that. Actually, no, wait. I think it's $6.99 is the cheapest. But I think it's I don't know how much Paramount is anymore. I don't really pay for the streaming services my folks do, but I do know like I think one of them is like $10.99. That might be Disney Plus. I'm thinking of. You can see there's too many streaming services to keep track of, but Disney Plus, for example, although it's $10.99 and all that a month, basically you're paying that for a month, but it adds up. It does. It adds up. So you're paying, like, you know, and the thing is though, they're upping the prices too, so you could be paying this amount, but then you're going to be paying more in the future. But basically, it's like $10 for an entire year. Like, that's like a month. There's like 12 months. That's like $120. You could literally go to the store and buy a lot of these movies and save you a crap ton of money. Yeah, they cost a lot of money too, but I'm like, you always have access to it. That's the problem with these streaming platforms. You don't freaking always have access to the crap. Like Netflix, for example. I was watching the Fairly Odd Parents on there, and they didn't have it very long. They had it for a couple months. Paramount had that and all that, and then they took off like the first 3 seasons, and now there's only seasons 4 and 5. Actually, I don't know. Like, wait, I can't remember. Was season 3 still on there? I can't remember. I do know they took off at least the first 2 seasons, so you can't even watch all the episodes anyway. So it's just freaking stupid, you know? It's like pointless. And the problem is now people are realizing this stuff, But the thing is, though, it's a little too late, because physical media, like I said, it's basically dying. And I mean, with like Redbox and all. Well, Redbox, I think, like I said, they've had problems, I think, which is what caused them to kind of go under. Because they even had their own streaming platforms as well. I think they just kind of went into debt and all that. That's kind of how, I think that's how they probably stayed in business. But things like that, like, because it's disappearing, it's getting harder and harder. And that's what that's what the companies, who operate these streaming platforms want. They want to make it harder for you to access these DVDs. The problem is, though, people are not going to pay for all this crap, They don't have the money. That's the thing. And yes, like I said, DVDs are more expensive, but DVDs you can also, well, not just DVDs, Blu-rays and all that, you can buy them and all that, and you can save a lot of money. Like, you really can. A lot of them are not too expensive. The Disney ones are expensive, but a lot of the other ones aren't. And even the Disney ones, I found, like, some places where you could, like some, like antique malls and all that, I found some that were, like pretty cheap, like around $5 or $6. And they're popular ones, too. So you can find a lot of these cheap and all that, So you could be getting a lot of, like, the movies and all that. That's what I've been doing. I'm spending a bit more money, and all that, but I'm not having to pay, a platform once a month and all that, because, again, it's not just paying this, you're paying a lot of these. And yeah, you get deals, too, and all that, but that's the thing, though. Even you get deals, that's helping you, but it's not helping the company at all. It's helping them with the investors and all that, like, when it shows their streaming platform is going, but they're also not making a lot of crap in, money off of this stuff either. So, for example, Disney Plus and all that, I think you could probably get a lot of deals for it, and there's a lot of subscribers. The problem is they're not making a lot of money off of it because they give you all these deals. So, in a way, it just feels like it's all collapsing on itself. And Netflix, I will say, I think they would have all these studios would have been better off probably staying with Netflix, but even then, Netflix wasn't going to stay cheap forever either. They were going to eventually raise their prices. They even did that. By the 2010s, they started raising their prices and all that, and a lot of the content was still on there. Sure, like Nickelodeon and all that, they took their stuff off there, Well, Paramount in general, I think, took a lot of their stuff off of there, but a lot of these other studios had their stuff on there, and Hulu and all that. But the thing is, though, is because the platforms were so cheap, they weren't making a lot of money off of the stuff they were putting on there. So, I mean, that's probably one of the reasons why they went to create their own stuff, but that ended up not working because now their platforms are also cheaper, and they're also paying, for all this content and all that to air on there. So they would have been better off with Netflix. But like I said, it wouldn't have mattered anyway because Netflix was raising their prices. I mean, even if they stayed on there, I think Netflix would have probably ended up they probably would have still gone up. Netflix right now, I think the most expensive one is like $22. Of course, that's for 4K. You don't have to get it on 4K, but you can just but even not getting 4K, you're still paying a lot of money. I think the cheapest there is also like $10 or something like that. So you're paying a lot of money for all these platforms. And the thing is, though, they can censor crap and all that, so you can get all these shows and movies and not get the full pictures you want and all that. It's very annoying. So yeah, I don't know. I think what's gonna happen. I think what's happening here is DVDs are physical media. I think is gonna come back. However, I think it's gonna be rough for a while too because what happened was a lot of these places Family Video, Blockbuster, and all that. They even Hollywood Video, they all shut down all their stuff because Netflix was taking over and all, and people were watching stuff on there. But what's happening though now is now that streaming's not as good as people liked and all that, and it's getting more difficult. it's just like, I mean, I'm like, I mean, I'm just like everyone else, I'm like why, why are we, watching all the stuff on there and all that? Because it's just costing too much money and all, and they keep censoring stuff. But I mean, I kind of saw this downfall for years now before other people did. I told people too that like Netflix was gonna raise their prices. I told them that. People are like, it's not gonna be that bad and all. They're just raising it a little bit. I'm like, they're gonna keep raising it because what they were doing is they were getting rid of their competition. They were getting rid of their competition and all that, and now that they've gotten rid of their competition, now they got their prices up and all that. That's what companies do. They do this all the time. They'll make deals and lower prices, until they don't have any competition to fight with them, and then they'll start doing this. That's what's happening right now with streaming, because physical media is dying, and all that. Now got all this. The problem is with physical media though is basically physical media is like it's still around. It's not as big as it once was, but it's still around. But I do know a lot of these companies are trying to force you to like subscribe to their platform, like Disney. Disney removed all their like DVDs and all that from like Walmart and all that, and in Walmart they sold all. I mean, they got rid of all the DVDs. The problem is, though, is even if they get rid of their new stuff, people can still go back to the older stuff, because people can't keep paying for all this stuff. It's hurting people and all that in the long run, and it's hurting the companies too, because the companies are spending all this money for this content. And the thing is, though, too, is I was talking about too the whole Netflix thing. I also like assuming this Netflix, because I was buying DVDs occasionally before that. I wasn't buying them a lot, but I would go to this place called Hastings, and like in Jeff, and I would buy DVDs because we got robbed. But I was buying the stuff that I would watch all the time. So I had like these SpongeBob DVDs I liked and all that. See, I always kind of like DVDs, but now I get this stuff all the time. Like I've gone out of my way to do this, and that is because like I saw like what they were doing, because Netflix lost most of the Nickelodeon shows, and I was afraid that the others were going to join them. Because I actually thought they were just getting rid of SpongeBob, but no, they got rid of all the Nickelodeon shows. They were all gone. They had a few still like remaining afterwards, but they got rid of most of their shows. They all went to Hulu. But Hulu, the thing is though, Hulu is, a lot of them were also newer shows too, because that's how it used to be. Like Hulu would have like the newer like episodes of a lot of these shows, like these long running shows, and then like Netflix would have the old. So like Netflix, like for example, Family Guy, Netflix, back when Family Guy was on Netflix, it would have the older seasons, while the newer seasons would be on Hulu. Which honestly is kind of why I kind of didn't watch a lot of Hulu, because I didn't really care for the stuff. I mean, I watched Hulu, but not those kind of shows, because they had all the seasons I did not like. But now, like I said, now we're getting into the point where things are getting really bad, and again, they're trying to they say they're trying to get rid of physical media. Like even Netflix is like doing it because people are not buying it, but people are buying the shit all the time. I see people in the aisles all the time now looking for DVDs. Used to they'd be like empty, but not the DVDs, but the people in the aisles. But now people are going and looking there all the time now. I see it all the time. And I say Netflix just saying that. Netflix is only doing that, like only got rid of that stuff because they're trying to focus on streaming. Because again, they're trying to get rid of competition, but it's not going to work. This is not going to go, like I said, this is not going to go like they want it to. And I mean, yes, in the past, like things replaced other things, like record players, I think, were replaced by CDs and tapes and all that. They were tapes replaced record players. VCA VHS tapes and all that got replaced by DVDs and DVD players, and then Blu-rays took over. The thing is, though, is that the DVDs and all that will last forever. They'll last forever. And I've seen some people say that they've had problems with disc rot, but I'm like, I never had a problem with that, you know, and I've had these DVDs for a long time. I think if you take good care of them, they should be okay. Because I've watched a lot of these DVDs over and over again and never had a problem. I mean, it would be different if I've only watched them occasionally, but movies like Ice Age and all that, I would watch them over and over again. I mean, they may get wore out a little bit, but compared to VHS tapes, they'll definitely last longer. VHS tapes definitely do not last a while, which is why they were outsold after, you know, the DVDs, you know, took over, because VHS tapes weren't made very well. I don't know if you can actually fix VHS tapes or not. I was reading up on that, and because some stuff is also exclusive to the VHSs too, so there's that, but I couldn't find much on that, so I really don't know. But, yeah, I definitely think, even though Redbox is gone, I don't think there's a lot to worry about. Well, there's a little bit to worry about, because yes, physical media is now getting even harder to find. But the thing is, though, is I feel like what's going to happen is I think it's going to kind of come back again. It just won't be as strong as it once was. So, yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and probably end up letting things go from here. I just wanted to share that. But I'm gonna be making some food, so I'll see you all later. Have a wonderful day. See you all next time. Bye-bye.